This is Robert Kraft, and I'm your host on SNN Network. And joining me right now is Matthew Moore. He is the co-founder and CEO of InnerScope Hearing Technologies. It's a publicly traded company. The symbol is INND in the US. And you can actually hear Matthew give a presentation at our upcoming virtual investor event, which is titled the SNN Network Summer Virtual Event 2021, happening August 17 through 19. To register to hear Matthew's presentation, please go to conference.snn.network. With that, Matthew, thank you for joining me today. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me. How about yourself?
No complaints here, but I appreciate you for asking. So this is our first time doing an interview together, and as is tradition, I'd love to start off with a quick overview and history of the company. So please take it away whenever you're ready.
Absolutely. I mean, it's a long story, but I'll keep it very short at this point because I can talk forever about this. I'm third generation in the hearing industry. My grandfather's been doing it since the 1940s. My whole family, aunts, uncles, cousins, were all in the hearing industry. We've helped well over 100,000 people in California with the hearing impairment, and we help them with amplification, aka hearing aids. Unfortunately, we lost my grandfather in October, but pretty much up until the day he passed away, he was still helping the hearing impaired, working 40-hour weeks, not because he had to, but because he wanted to. Giving the gift of hearing is such a privilege, and it's sad that people are not getting the assistance that is needed.
Well, I want to start by I'm so sorry for your loss. I mean, it sounds like he was a huge part not just of the hearing amplification industry, but also your company.
Yeah,
and your family, of course.
Yes, definitely. I mean, we had a lot of great conversations, a lot of debates in our household. I mean, in my household, you know the old saying that kids are meant to be seen and not heard. In my family, kids can talk, but only if they talk about hearing aids. And that's what I've been doing since I was like 5 years old, going toe to toe with my grandparents. And obviously I didn't have the actual experience fitting a hearing aid to a customer. So I fell in love with SOPs, marketing, the demographics, technology around hearing aids. I fell around everything that makes a hearing aid business a business, and how to help the tens of millions of people that need hearing assistance in this country.
Gotcha. So I mean, I usually ask this question later, but let's go down this train. I mean, what's your background then? I mean, obviously, this is a family business. You're talking about hearing aids since you were 5. I mean, how did you then get to where you're at today? Was there another family business and then you started this one? So how'd you get to where you're at today?
Yeah, basically my parents and my parents 35 years ago broke off away from my grandparents, their private practice, opened up our own private practice, which we grew it, they grew it to about 12 locations or so, up until about when I was 18, 19, when I joined the business. And when I joined their private practice, we grew it to over 75 locations, over 100 employees total, doing $15, $20 million in revenue a year. And we sold that in 2016 to one of the big 5 global hearing aid manufacturers. And we did that because of the fact is my family practice, we had 40,000 active customers, just in my parents and I's practice. But our objective is we really want to help hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people with hearing impairment. And we couldn't do that with just a little brick and mortar retail location or a audiological clinic. We really had to grow into this direct to consumer market, which is really blowing up right now. I mean, right now there is less than 10 competitors fighting over 50 million people that need hearing assistance but are not getting any. That's less than 10 competitors fighting over 50 million users. That is a huge, astronomical, virtually untapped emerging market. And that was our objective when we sold our practice in 2016, to really dive into that, use our knowledge, use why we had 40,000 satisfied active customers and really take that into a direct to consumer level and help millions of people in North America and globally as well.
So, okay, I have another rabbit hole we'll go down, but I want to ask this question first. What would you say makes the company unique and different compared to some of that competition? I think you said there's 9 others competing for the same millions of people.
Correct. Yeah, I mean, basically what it comes down to it is What we've done is we've cut out as much cost as possible while providing premium, affordable technology to the consumers. Where my other direct-to-consumer competitors, they're selling hearing aids for around $2,500 to $3,000 a set, right? Which is a good price for a set of hearing aids in a private practice, is around $5,000 to $8,000. So $2,500 to $3,000 is a good price range. But what we've done is we've taken our experience and taken our contacts all around the world to put technology together, so that way we can offer hearing devices as low as $1,000 a set, $1,000 to $1,500 a set, which is nearly half of what our competitors are, nearly 75–80% less that you can get at a local professional's office. Then on top of that, what our products do, we have remote fitting technology. So using an iPhone or Android app, we can actually, our licensed hearing specialists here in Northern California can actually remotely program a person's hearing aids anywhere in the world. That is where, and this isn't exactly new technology, but what we've done is we've cut out so much cost in it that we were able to bring these devices at 50% lower cost than our direct-to-consumer channels, our competitors, and then a 75% lower cost than our private practice competitors.
So what's as you said, there's hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people that you and the 9 other competitors are trying to serve in this direct-to-consumer hearing amplification industry. What's your current market penetration, and what's some of the hurdles to continuing to see more and more growth? Like, why are we hearing more about this in a sense?
Yeah, I mean, really, hearing is unfortunately that unheard of.
Pardon the pun. I didn't mean to make a pun.
Exactly, right? The pun, totally unintentional.
Yes, very much.
But it's the unheard of industry, essentially. No one really talks about it. If you have vision loss, you get eyeglasses because it's corrective lenses. Hearing aid does not fix your hearing. It's just a hearing aid. It just aids what is left over. But the biggest thing is hearing loss, if it's untreated, it leads to so many other health conditions. You're 5 times more likely to get dementia or Alzheimer's, 50% higher chance of heart disease, diabetes, depression, even suicide. I mean, essentially, a person with untreated hearing loss lives 3 years less compared to their person that has a hearing loss but is being treated with a hearing aid. That is that's the biggest thing. And right now in North America, there's 50 million people suffering from hearing loss, but aren't getting a single product right now. There's less than 8 million people being treated for hearing aids right now. I mean, it's a huge untapped emerging market, but I think a huge health concern that really needs to be addressed. And I think that's
why hasn't it been? Like, what's going on?
Cost is the #1 issue. Hearing aids are very rarely covered by insurance. Currently, Medicare does not cover for hearing aids. Right now, insurance companies think hearing aids as cosmetic. So they think of hearing loss as cosmetic and they don't cover it. Because it's too ridiculous. It is. And that's the reason why right now is the perfect time. President Biden just came out and did a speech about trying to bring down the cost of instead of $5,000 to $8,000 set of hearing aids, bringing it down lower, going into pharmacies, going into grocery stores and big box retailers. The Medicare, they're doing a Medicare expansion bill, which is going to include hearing aids. And by the way, our products, because we are FDA registered hearing aids, they would be qualified, to our best of our knowledge, they would be qualified under the FDA or under the Medicare expansion. So, we have so much. Hearing is really starting to be talked about right now, which is a great time for us. We've been waiting on this for 5 years. Ever since we sold our practice in 2016. I mean, InnerScope's been around since like 2012, actually going back to 2006. But InnerScope, our 2016 vision for InnerScope is really coming today. And this is where we're going to be growing. This is where the industry is going to grow. I mean, to be honest, the awareness, rising tides lifts all boats. And that's our big thing. Or my competitors are going to grow. Private practices are going to grow. It doesn't matter because there's millions and millions of people that need products, and just getting a fraction of those is just insane.
Yeah, I mean, that's just wild. That the cosmetic part of it, I can't believe it.
Yeah,
It's just,
it is sad. It is very sad when we have to turn people away. When we own the private practices, we had to turn people away, people that were desperate, needed hearing aids, but just couldn't afford it.
yeah.
And that was the biggest. And back then, we were stuck in that $4,000 to $8,000 set of hearing aids, from the big manufacturers. So so we as a business, as an entrepreneur, we couldn't afford to offer $1,000 set of hearing aids. Now we can. So that is where we can look at someone, look in their eyes. They're desperately looking for something to buy to help them hear better, to help them socialize better, hear their grandkids, their family. When you think about it, it's sad, but in the last 10 years of someone's life is the most precious. And those are the times that you need to spend time with family members. You need to pass along those family legacies, those stories. And that's what hearing aids, and that's what hearing awareness and hearing health will bring to the table.
Very good. So, from what you can tell us, to close this out here, and you mentioned a few of this next question I'm about to ask you already, but, full picture for the next half year and maybe even beyond, what would you say are some of the company's value catalysts then moving forward?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we have so many catalysts coming right now. Unfortunately, we are under NDA with numerous retailers right now, so we're not able to publicly announce them. But what we've done is we're launching hearing screening kiosks. This is basically kiosks that we will launch. It's like a blood pressure monitoring station. We're going to launch them within grocery stores and retailers around the country. We have 25 coming in at the beginning of August. And we will be launching those in August and September in over 9 states, all back east, nothing here locally, unfortunately, but all back east, 9 states. And basically the retailers we're talking to, it's well over 10,000 plus locations nationwide. So our objective is to grow our pilot program with our, this is not a proof of concept. These are pilot programs with automatic growth strategies built into it to hundreds, if not thousands of locations within a matter of months to, 12 to 24 months, and then we're going to be launching our products right next to the hearing screening kiosk. So someone takes the test, they take the hearing screening test, they find out they have a hearing loss, they can buy one of InnerScope's products right there and then, or on the grocery store or local retailer's website, and we can ship the products directly to the consumers. So we are really getting out there. I mean, we have our own e-commerce website. We're offering up a subscription model that a person with no credit check can go in and get a set of hearing aids for less than $44 a month. So that way it even brings it down even further. Instead of $1,000 or $1,500 pop, that's at our myheariq.com website. I mean, we have so many things that are growing. Our catalysts are growing. It's unfortunate that it's taken me years to get to this point, but right now is the best time for InnerScope and for the hearing impaired.
Well, with that, Matthew, where can our audience go and find more information about InnerScope?
Yeah, you can go to our corporate website. That's INND.com. Also our stock symbol, INND. Also, you can go to our e-commerce website, myheariq.com. That's myheariq.com.
Very good. Well, Matthew, thank you so much for joining me today. I really do appreciate it. Good luck, stay safe, and I look forward to our next update.
Thank you very much.